Some will die, most will move, and yet others will fade away in obscurity. Yet a smaller portion will stay connected for life. It's your last day of high school. Your life is in building to this moment, and this is all you've ever known. Getting up early, listening to teachers, hanging with your friends, sleeping in on the weekends, because, teenagers like to sleep, maybe an occasional part-time job. But now reality sets in that this seemingly never-ending cycle you've been in since kindergarten is just about to end. If this is you in just a short while, I want you to pause, take a long, hard look around, and soak up this feeling, both at school and your home. For some of you, you may be living in a prison of bad decisions or home conditions, so this will be a moment of relief as you go forward and dig your way out. But for others, this is a time of contemplation and reflection. This time period has hit its expiration date, kind of like that piece of broccoli that fell underneath the refrigerator years ago. What you're experiencing now will be regulated to the yellowing pages of a yearbook that sits on a shelf and gathers dust over the coming years. And for this more recent generation, it'll also coexist unassumingly in a social media archive, for better or worse, preserved in perfect video just awaiting for your great-grandchildren to accidentally uncover years from now. You will one day open up that yearbook or old Facebook or TikTok archive and realize how much time has elapsed.
No cap.
For the rest of us, do you remember this day? For me, it's been almost 3 decades. Some of these memories of my final high school days have grown foggy. But what I do recall clearly was being filled with optimism for my new adventures. And on that last day of high school, I remember vividly hitting the door handle from inside the high school and bursting my way outside, rushing across the campus lawn and heading for my beat-up truck that was awaiting down the street. But just before stepping off the school lawn, I caught myself and slowed to a crawl and then, just for a moment, turning and looking back at the school. Now, be honest, was I too reflective as a kid? It's almost as if I could somehow sense a future nostalgic moment just like this. I was thinking and knowing I was leaving this school and all my friends and classmates in this small city behind in my rearview mirror. Sure, I'd be back one last time for our high school graduation party next week in the gym, but this was the last time leaving the building as a student, a kid, and emerging into the world as an adult. So what's the moral of the story here? Enjoy being a kid. Don't rush to the end of your childhood. Enjoy the times where you're bored, where your worries are small, and where your parents or guardians are still around and relatively youthful. Really invest in your friends and your responsible experiences. Right after you hit those doors for the last time, your new gift is a blank slate, a new lease on life, a new adventure ready to begin. For those of us that have long passed this date, and hopefully not our own expiration date yet, what do you remember on that last day of high school? When did you graduate, and what was going on in your mind when you left behind your childhood at those doors? What advice would you give the current generation that is just about to embark on this milestone? I want to hear from you below.